Hello, how is everybody? I'm glad. Nice to hear that you're doing well. How are you doing? Are you doing well? Are you doing well? Let's take a look at some LTE stuff, okay? First of all, I want to take a look at this Telrad that we're going to tear down here. This is a Telrad. It's an older model, actually. What's fuck it, let's get it open. Ah, cool. So if you've ever wondered what's underneath these guys, you've probably seen these guys here. You've got your little clear window here, which is where your SIM card is. And then you've got a POTS connector here for a regular telephone line, and which nobody ever uses apparently. And then you've got a SIM card right here, which let's pull out the SIM card and see what it says. Oh, it says that it's not ExplorerNet, but look at the size of that thing. Telrad. All right, cool. That's away. Take a look at this cool little antenna array in here. Let's see what we got here. Let's see, H-patch, H04. What is the frequency on this? What is the frequency for this radio? Let's go here. So, is that 3 or 5 gigahertz? I think it's 5, but I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong, actually. I'm willing to say that. So yeah, this is a cool little antenna array. I'm not sure what the gain is on this either. This is more of a question for somebody from somebody with a lot more experience with designing antennas. But realistically, if you guys can actually take a look at the elements here and their actual diameter, you guys should be able to figure this out by doing a little bit of online research as to the diameter of these discs and what the frequencies are that are within that wavelength. And I'll just show you these little crossers here too, so you can get an idea there. Let's see here, but that doesn't really matter. What matters is that we look at the length of them. There you go. Go do some research. All right, so anyway, putting that aside, let's get inside to the meat and potatoes here. All right, what do we got? Let's get out this. This is actually the card. So this is the whole radio right here. Fascinating, no? Let's check my... So when I pop this guy off here, you can see that there's a nice little thermal pad here, which is coupling this to the board. And look at this. We've got a couple of cavity filters on here. Very nice. What radio is this, though? It doesn't say. It's just generic. But notice that it's a mini PCI Express connection. What's really neat is I actually have a mini PCIe radio out of a 5G unit. And you think if I could find the bloody thing that I'd be able to like show it to you, right? But I've already lost it in the disgusting mess that's my desk. But yes, I have a little 5G radio around here, which would plug into this actually. Oh no, sorry, this is like M2. This isn't PCIe mini. Anyway, let's pop this guy open now. Cool. What do we got in here? What does this say it is? It is a XE Sequans chip. SEQUANS SQN 3140 chip. Okay, cool. Let's see what's underneath of it now. Pop the other can off. I mean, this is a older LTE anyway, so it's not like I'm too concerned about reusing this at all. Yep, Sequans SQN 5120. So this is probably Sequans radio. Is that must be Chinese, I'm sure of it. All right, let's pop these little cans. Actually, you know what? Why am I even doing that? There we go. I'm gonna make today's video an extra long video. I like doing these little teardowns. I just like tearing shit apart, honestly. And this radio here, I might actually put it back together and use it as a demo on the antenna stand of doom over there on the video floor, the lab. I might. There you go. Even more thermal coupling. All right, that is an aluminum tub. So I'm just going to toss this guy back on. Now there's a key here. There is the key. It goes here. There. Does it? Hold on. Yeah, there's the... Oh, wrong. There's the key. There we go. Perfect. All right, so let's get this out of the way. And let's take a look what we've got here. This is pretty cool. So clearly this is 48 volts, this radio, because, I mean, like, look at the chunky power supply, the power circuit here. We look at the back, very little. And one of the nice things about this Telrad is you can see there's got a GDT, gas discharge tube, surge suppressor right here, and a TVS diode, and 2 full bridge rectifiers. 4 full bridge rectifiers. Full bridge rectifier, full bridge, full bridge, full bridge, TVS, TVS. So this thing actually has full reverse polarity protection, which is pretty common in most new radios. It's not often that a manufacturer actually produces a radio without rectification in it. Ignite net. Yeah. Push it out. What do we got in here? This is a, you know what? We're never going to use this radio again. I mean, it's not like I can use it on anything I've got. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no! Alright, so what do we got here? This is a Cavium, C-A-V-I-U-M, Icona 516N7CBC.1. Right there. That's the, what would you call it, a sock? And then over here we've got, it looks like storage of some sort. This is a, what is that? Pansio S29GL512S10TFL01. I'm pretty sure that's an EMC or a hard drive, whatever the hell they're called. So there's a hard drive right there. That looks like RAM right there. That is probably a 4 meg stick or chip. See what we got here. Could be 16. Okay, cool. So we've got some very clean power up here. So this is the, oh, hold on a second here. This is the POTS chip. This is the POTS section. We've got 2 lines here. So this is 2 FXS ports right here. So these are your POTS chips. Cool. Okay, so, okay. So this is, I guess, the power section for the POTS here. That would ensure that we don't have contamination across the radio chipset when the phone's running. So yeah, it's got 2 phone lines in it. That's kind of neat. All right, well, there's really not much more to take a look at this thing. It's got a, I mean, there's the phone section. Here is the network bridging here with the CPU, APU, whatever. Well, that was boring. Let's take a look at something a little bit more exciting, though. This is the brand new 5G. Okay, so this is actually what a lot of the Canadian companies are using, actually. This is a Casa Systems, not an EMB. It's an RN, a remote node, I believe. So this guy here is 5G. So we're going to take a look at the Casa 5G Outdoor CPE, part number CFW 235201. These are like brand new. This is manufactured, actually, 210322. Designed in Australia, assembled in China. Cool. 48 volts. So the cool thing is, by the way, is on the back here, you can see this. Here's your Ethernet port. Here's your gland. And oh my God, this is just very ergonomic. Australians are amazing at designing things, I'll tell you what. I used to work with a company called Osco a long time ago, and we did nurse call systems, and yeah, I mean, like, very cool modular stuff. So here's the Ethernet jack in here. This latches in, and then this is the cool part, okay? So if you reverse, it'll unlock it, right? But if I hold it in place and twist, I can actually undo the gland and open it up. But the really neat thing is then, you know, you stick it in there, and as you're tightening it, it gets to the bottom, bottoms out, and then a little twist, and it's locked in place. Now, if we look over here, this is kind of neat, too. We pop this guy out. We have a programming port that's for a JTAG. So I'm assuming there's going to be an accessory part that plugs right in there for programming. And then underneath of here is where your SIM card is. So you just take out these two screws here, and you've got your SIM card and a USB-C. So now, oh, one other thing. This is clever. So you can see this whole back is aluminum, right? Well, if you look here, there's a big chunky thermal pad, right? And guess what? It couples to the housing of this mounting bracket, which then cools it. Very, very clever design. It tears down really easy. So we've also got these little clips here. Oh, here's the SIM card, by the way. So if I push forward, if I pull back, it pops up like that. And then we can take out the SIM card, which has no thing on it, but it does say 5G LTE. there's no marketing name on there or anything. We're just gonna put that aside. All right, so we got the radio here. I'm curious about the radio. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leads on it. Casa Systems. Let's start getting the radio out of here. Actually, there we go. Now this does not have pots on it. This is strictly Ethernet. Oh, well, look at that chunk. There's a lot of heat sinks here. Now I'm going to pinch these little plastic clips here and pop off yet another heat sink here. Like lots of heat sinks and thermal coupling. I mean, I guess this is such a potent radio with high throughput that it's going to be a little, yeah. So we've got 4 leads specifically for the radio, but then there's a 5th lead here, and this goes over to this little piece right here, which is a little, I'm going to say that that's a 2.4 gig management radio on here. And it's got its own antenna lead. I could be wrong. It's Texas Instruments chipset right there. So let's unplug this. All right, so we've got this guy apart. I'll open up the antenna. Let's take a look at the antenna first. Let's see if I can actually get it apart. It looks like this is all that there is to it, actually. If that's all it takes to get into this, this is really clever. Oh, and look at this really nice gasket here, too. And look, more thermal coupling, which means more heatsink. More heatsink. Those are big aluminum blocks. Okay. Can we get you open now? Oh, this might be clipped as well. Let me see if I can bear pot. This should pop open. Might be glued or something. Let me get something to encourage this thing to open for me. Master crap. Well, you don't want to open, do you, you wily thing? We'll just put that on hold for now. I think I'm actually gonna have to like snatch it open. Okay, in the meantime, ugh, look at all this. I hate it. Oh, but at the same time, I love it. Oh, let's get this thermal compound off of here. All right. See what the 5G radio is that they're using in this bad boy. This is a Sierra. Let's get the last of that off of there too. I'll use a, we'll just get a little bit of ISO on here. There we go. So this is a Quectel QUECTEL RM502Q-GL. That's the radio right there, okay? So this one here, this is a little, here I go. This is a little PCI Express jobby with a lot of thermal coupling on it. Like, look at the back of that. It's even got like thermal coupling right here, like, wow, there's a lot of shit on this thing. Like, this guy gets hot, clearly. This pushes a lot of power there, Bilbo. Nice. All right, so there's that one. Where did I put the other radio? I had it out here, didn't I? Oh, there it is. So look at the comparison of the two. This is the older LTE, and this is the 5G right there, which I actually just contaminated the pins on here. Not that it matters, because I probably won't be able to use it anywhere. Anyway, I mean, there you go. Isn't that a sweet little radio? All right, so that's those. Now, let's get this piece off of here. All right. You know, I've never been a master of these, so one of my my IT friends out there can tell me clearly how to remove these little pins, but I typically just pinch them and push them through, and that works fine for me. I'm gonna manhandle it. There's a joke there, I'm sure. All right, so here's another thermal coupling pad. You know what? I'm gonna save all of these for like projects because then I don't have to buy any. All right, here we go. We'll get this guy off. This is probably the sock right here. Let's get some more ISO and wipe off some more of the excessive amounts of, wow. But you know what? That's a good thing. It's a good thing that Casa is actually using all of this thermal compound. And look, I opened up this can and there's like even more thermal compound, thermal coupling inside. Oh, look at that chip. That I haven't seen one that's packaged like that. It's a Marvel Action AQTION, and that's the AQC108-B as in Bob 1-C S105 YNM00496. That is a sexy little chip. I should add that to my chip collection. Something else that's noteworthy on here is, as per a proper board design, we can see that there is a full bridge rectifier here, and that is used for polarity correction off of the Ethernet ports, so it doesn't really matter how it's powered with PoE, essentially. We have a lot of capacitors over here. We have some TVS diodes here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice. We've got a couple more over here. And what else we got on here? Well, you can recognize the rest of the components here. We've got inductors up the ass. We've got capacitors, both ceramic and electrolytic. There's another diode. Yeah, lots of neat stuff on here. There's lots of fuses on here as well, which is pretty good. I mean, like, this is a well-built board, and I'm pretty sure it'd be really easy to fix. We've got another full bridge rectifier, TVS diode. Yeah, there's a lot of protection in here. This is very well protected. Very well-built board. But I'm really curious about that. It's a Marvel chip. Marvel is like kicking ass. They're basically like dominating the networking industry for cost-effective network products right now, and I'm kind of excited about that actually, because they're not a bad company. Let me see here. There we go. Got the thermal compound out of that UHF connector. But yeah, that's what's inside of one of these Casa systems devices, radios, RN, SM, whatever the hell you want to call it. Neat. That won't fit. The square block won't go in the round hole. Sometimes certain things don't belong in certain holes. Because it hurts. There we go. So, yeah, that's all there is. There's a couple of interesting teardowns for you guys tonight. Now that I've recorded that, I am going to go to bed and watch an episode of One Piece. And then tomorrow I will edit this, or not edit it. Sorry, I'm not going to edit it. I'm just going to like upload it to YouTube, and I'm going to include this stuff. So there you go. Where did I put the other board? Because I should probably hold that up and use it as a thumbnail, right? So anyway, while I'm looking for that, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy my content, and feel free to join the Patreon if you want. I really don't care. It's there more or less for my guys who use me monthly. There we go. Yeah, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Yeah. Oh, and if you're going to give me a thumbs down, let me know what sucked about the video, because I'm pretty sure that I put zero effort into this one. So I mean, like, you know. Oh, I love it when my bottles scream. Adios. Buenas noches.